Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. I'm joined by the one and only Mr. Steve Kay. Steve, how are you?
I'm very good, Jerome. Afternoon, everybody.
Good. So we are here to preview what is I wouldn't say a meaningless game,
No.
but a game that maybe isn't as important as what we would like it to be, which is obviously the Newcastle Arsenal game, which kicks off in about 45 minutes. The team news is in, and just for anyone that hasn't seen, I'll quickly run through it if that's okay. So there's Matt Ryan in goal, defence of Bellerin, Louise, Gabriel, and Xhaka again at left back. Midfield two of El Nene and Ceballos with Odegaard just ahead of them, and the front three is Willian on one side, Martinelli on the other, and Aubameyang up front. Steve, what are your overall thoughts on that starting 11 today?
Well, my overall thoughts once I went through the team was this is going to be fun because it's very attacking. Literally, you take away El Nene and the rest of the midfield players, Ceballos, William, Odegaard, Aubameyang, Martinelli, are all attacking players. We've got Xhaka playing left back again. I'm happy to see Louise back. I know, he's not everybody's cup of tea, and I understand why he ain't everybody's cup of tea. But he when he doesn't make the odd cock up, he's a quality player, very quality player. He's won everything in the game. So I'm not going to have someone say to me, "Oh, he's useless, he's rubbish." The man's won everything. So so I'm glad he's there, and I'm glad Gabriel's next to him. And El Nene, he's looks like he's going to get his debut in the pivot role. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on him. Xhaka's played there, Partey's played there, and they've both done very well there. So El Nene's going to be going to get his go. We'll see how he goes. And as I said, I'm a bit surprised Ceballos is playing, and I'm not happy at all that Pepe's not playing. I said the other night when we played Villarreal, I said I want him to keep playing. And I know why he's not playing. It's because he's thinking, well, I rest him, he's going to get injured. But I don't agree with it. I don't agree with all this. Maybe it's my old head, my age, but I don't agree with keep dropping and resting and worrying about players. But other than that, good to see Aubameyang back. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see Odegaard, Martinelli, and Aubameyang all start together. I think that's going to be quite interesting because I think if that clicks, if it works today, then potentially that could be something that the manager can look at going into the game on Thursday. But we'll see. Are you, Steve? Are you surprised to see Xhaka at left back again? Like, do you think this is his position now for the next few games? Like, obviously with Thursday coming up, like, would you have liked to seen Cedric perhaps at left back?
I don't. I think you, as you know, I'm a big fan of Cedric's. I really do like him, but for me, he'd be our right back.
Yeah,
I think he's our best right back. That's my personal opinion. As far as your question about Xhaka goes, what do we do? We could play Cedric there, although he doesn't give you what Xhaka does as far as the distribution from there. Probably he's got a little bit more intelligence there. Then again, on that, he's got the pace problem. Have Newcastle? I mean, they probably have got a few pacey people today. I think that I think again, I go like back what I said before. He's not a left back, and he needs to be protected. And again, I know I blame the midfield players or whoever someone should be told to be covering him. And if they're not, then I think it's a problem. But to be fair, he's had 2 or 3 goal games there where he's played well.
Yeah.
And he's got beat for pace a couple of times. And apart from that, beating pace a couple of times, where one of them was Leno made an absolutely cock up. He ain't done too bad, so I'm not. No. I don't mind. Yeah,
you know what might be quite interesting is Newcastle's team. Obviously, Willock can't play today. They've got they've got St. Maximin, who's a very tricky, quick player. Now he normally plays on the left. So if you're Steve Bruce, you might be thinking, I'll whack him on the right, perhaps up against Xhaka. So I'd definitely keep an eye out for that. See what happens there.
But I'll tell you what, though, we have got a clued up centre back in the side today. An old Ed, an experienced Ed, playing right next to Xhaka. So hopefully he will cover him. And that's not just because Xhaka is a left back. You know, people should be doing that if it's Tierney. And for some reason he's got caught a few times where we haven't covered. So I think Luiz there is good. I think he'll help Xhaka today.
Yeah, I think Ceballos is probably playing because he can't play on Thursday, so he's in there with El Nene. Are you slightly worried that the midfield 2 there, El Nene and Ceballos, it's obviously quite clearly the second choice central midfield? Is that like an area of concern today, do you think, or do you think that they should sort of have enough against Newcastle's midfield?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the 2 midfield, the 2 players who will play in front of El Nene, which looks like it's going to be Ceballos and Odegaard, he's not going to have much help, is he?
Yeah,
you know, as far as defensive minded.
Yeah, it's true.
They're not defensive minded. Ceballos or Odegaard. Ceballos is, he's very rash at the best of times, and he's just not defensive minded. It just doesn't go, and neither is Odegaard. You've got Luiz and Xhaka there that may be able to come across and help him. But yeah, look, to answer your question, mate, yeah, I'm a bit worried about that. I think again, like you said with Steve Bruce, with St. Maximin and with Xhaka, you know, that's the first thing you're going to look off of that midfield, and you're going to think, right, I'm going to test this out, and maybe swamp it a little bit. You know, especially when you've got players like Longstaff who can put their foot in, get stuck in, and no, it's a bit worrying. You worried about that then? That area?
A little bit. I mean, just when you look at the names on the team sheet, I don't fill you with too much confidence or excitement. But I think it's going to be a game where if Arsenal's front players can click and play well, I think Arsenal will have enough to win. I mean, is there anyone in particular in the Arsenal team that you're like excited to see play in this game? Anyone that you think, I'm looking forward to watching him today?
I'm looking forward to seeing Aubameyang.
Yeah.
I want him. I just want to see him back to his best. I think every Arsenal fan is just like, chomping at the bit for him to go and have a good game today, score a couple of goals. I'm excited to see Aubameyang. Odegaard. It's got to that point now with Odegaard that I'm just like resigned that he's going to go.
He won't stay. Yeah, they won't sign him permanently.
And I look at him there and I think, well, no matter how good you're going to be today, it ain't really going to, So I'm looking forward to Martinelli, and like you said earlier when you mentioned about Aubameyang and with Martinelli, could be possible starters. Yeah, because if them 2 are on it, But then you've got Pepe, and I feel Pepe's got to play Thursday. And then it's putting Saka in somewhere, and you've got Smith Rowe. Very difficult to pick a team on Thursday.
That's it. That's it. Exactly. I'm like Yeah, sorry.
You know, just to answer your question, Aubameyang and Martinelli, I'll be looking at today.
Yeah, I'm with you, Steve. I think Aubameyang's had such a hard time the last, month, 6 weeks. He's really not had a great time. Probably his worst period at Arsenal, and he could do with a couple of goals, a good performance, just to give him a bit of confidence and to go into next week's game sort of on a bit of a high. So, what are you thinking, Steve? What's your prediction for this game, and who do you reckon's gonna score?
Well, I'm gonna looking at those players, Odegaard, Willian, Aubameyang, Martinelli, Ceballos. If they click, we could absolutely give the Newcastle an hiding.
Yeah.
I think this is going to depend on a lot on what Newcastle, plan is. Are they going to come at us or are they going to sit? If they decide to come at us, I think we'll rip them. I'm going to go with that way because of what we said about Steve Bruce. Wanting to get at El Neni, wanting to get at Xhaka. So I'm going to go with the fact that they're going to attack us today, and therefore I just think we could absolutely get a few goals. So I'm going to go 3-1 to Arsenal.
Cool.
Newcastle are pretty safe anyway. They can't be. It's pretty.
That's it. Yeah,
what's the name game? They're 6 points in front of Fulham. The game in hand. So, they might be thinking, well, if we win this one, Fulham are down. But I think we'll win 3-1.
Yeah, I think we'll get a result. I mean, the pressure's sort of off us today, so sometimes when the pressure's off, they can maybe relax a bit more, enjoy themselves, and I'm with you. I'll go for 2-1. I think Aubameyang will score. Might even get a brace, but that's it. Let's just say to some of the people in the comments. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, my friend.
Afternoon, Mr. Andy Raven. Hello.
Andy, how you doing, Andy? You all right, mate?
Great man, Julius.
Arsenal are going to win. Go in today's match.
Yeah, I like those names, Steve. What do you reckon? J-Bo and SK.
I think they're going to stick.
We like those. Those.
Cronkiator. Anybody with a cronkiator, we love. Good to see you here.
Yeah, cool. Radio. So, obviously, join us after the game. We'll be talking about the proceedings at St James's Park. But before that, Nathan will be on previewing the United-Liverpool game. So don't forget to catch that. But from me and Steve, thanks for joining. Steve, thanks for your thoughts just then.
Welcome, mate. Welcome. Come you Gunners, eh?
That's it. Fingers crossed. All right, guys. We'll see you after the game. See everyone.
Yeah. Cheers, boys.